Okay guys, I got something kind of interesting and special. You know, you've been watching me build my 59 Chevy. It's been pretty slow because, of course, COVID, getting parts, and not working like normal. And then when I do work, I have no time to work on the truck. But we're slowly getting there. This is for my future build. I've kind of hinted on it a couple of times from the past. And let me turn it around and I'll show you. This is my, and I'll post some pictures of it when it's not dusty from, you know, all the sanding and stuff that I've done. This is my 1955 Dodge mail truck. It was originally a 55 Dodge panel truck, but a company called Fogel got the U.S. mail service business, and they Frankenstein these things to where the frame actually dips down. I'm 6'4" and I can stand right there. The door slides back, the window drops down, and they would put mail up in the top, which you can't see, which I'll show you some pictures. The back rolls up like UPS or FedEx or just those kind of trucks. Well, I did some work to it. I put a frame under it. I built a frame, put all Corvette suspension on it. I got all the bracketry from Don over at Flat Out Engineering. And I put an LS3, 53,000 miles on it. It's LS3. It's got transmission, drive shaft, cable, pedal, computer, everything. Ready to go. So then I started working on my 59. Originally it was going to be a shop truck, but the more I got into it, the more expensive it got, which you guys know what that's like. And then one day a friend of mine called me up and said, hey, a friend of mine's got a Charger. It's got 100,000 miles on it, but she hit a light pole in a parking lot, leaving work. They're going to charge her way too much money to fix the hood, the front grille, and the side bumper. And I said, what does she want for it? She said $1,000. I said, sign me up, because I was going to take this 5.7 and then put it in this. And I thought, yeah, okay, now Mopar guys won't get mad at me for having an LS3. I'll take that motor out and put it in something else. Well, things have changed. I have recently, I have a friend named Ron who's been in the business and cars, building race cars, and going to Bonneville, and a 68 Charger that he's building. Built cars. He's had a 59 Chrysler 300, which I'll show you pictures of that. It's gorgeous. Dick Landy was his friend. I didn't know who Dick Landy was because I'm not a Hemi guy, but I knew I needed a Hemi. So I was talking to him one day, and he looked at my trucks and he fell in love with my truck. And he said that he had that motor. It's a Stage 5 451 engineering something heads, which it was built by Dick Landy. If you don't know who Dick Landy is, look him up on YouTube. There's all kinds of videos. This guy has been building Hemi motors he was building Hemi motors back in the, I think, 60s, and stock car races, and he would win probably everything. So he's really well known. Well, he built this motor. I have the build sheet because yes, I did buy it. And NASCAR rockers, fuel drag racing rockers in NASCAR, and now also NASCAR rods. I mean, the car, sorry, the Hemi has 400 miles on it, because when he built it and put it in his Chrysler, he didn't drive it. He's going to tell you a little bit about it, because I'm on my way over to see him right now. So, I got it, and I'm super excited. It is stunning. It's 513 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque, and I'm gonna start building it probably in January after I finish this one up, and I can't wait. So stay tuned. I'm about to take you over to to Ron's, and we'll go from there. And I'll post pictures and stuff of the truck, and some pictures of when he has given me photos of all the parts laid on the table before they built it. When they dynoed it, there was a picture of it on the dyno. It's pretty nice. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, one more thing. Since you can't really see the mill truck because it's all in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a few photos of when I got the truck and when it was all together. You can see a couple pictures of the inside. There's also wheels that I'm going to post to show you that are actually dually wheels that have oval holes, but they're super singles in the back. They're not dually wheels in the back, because I'm going to be a little tight on the room for dually wheels. So the super singles look really cool, and low profile tires on them, not big fat tall tires. But and then as far as some of the other close-up photos of the Hemi and the picture of Ron's car, I'm going to post all that at the end of the video. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video. If you guys like or subscribe so you can be notified whenever I start the build, I'd appreciate it. It'd be greatly appreciated. So stay tuned, enjoy the video, and if you have any questions, send me an instant message or a message on YouTube. If I don't know Ron, I'll call Ron. He'll tell me, and then if he doesn't say it in the video already, and then I'll get back to you. Appreciate it. Okay, guys, I'm here at a friend of mine, Ron Phelps. I'm here with my friend Ruben, which I've met before. Hello, Mr. Ron.
I'm rather embarrassed to have all of this junk being put on a video. We need to straighten the garage out, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get to that.
I'll help you out with that.
Yeah. All right.
There she is, over there in the corner. Ooh, look at this. Oh, Mr. Ron, you got to tell me the history on this.
Okay. That is a 1966 440 block that was punched, a 440 block, so it was punched 60 over because a friend of mine said, now you'll be to have the same bore as a 460 Ford. Well, that wasn't such a good idea, because basically when we went 60 over, number 7 cylinder had a core shift in it, so it had to be sleeved. Over at Dick Landy's, he sleeved it. Dick Landy put the car together. It's a stock stroke, so it comes out to 451 cubic inches.
Wow.
It's got stage 5 aluminum conversion heads. So basically with the aluminum conversion heads, it turns a wedge block to accept the Hemi heads. Stage 5 Eric Hansen over in Walnut, California, made these back in the late 80s, early 90s. I don't know if he's still making them now or not. Anyhow, it takes the stock Hemi exhaust and intake manifolds. As you can go around the block here, you notice these hoses right here that's hooked up at the end of the block. Those are oil return hoses, because there is no oiling return on those heads to the wedge block, so those have to be modified to come out, and I put them on all 4 corners, so you get plenty of oil drain back.
Yeah, I would
while
bet.
it's running. The other problem is that with the wedge block, the block has to be machined because of the the angle of the exhaust push rod. I'm going to pull one of the cylinder valve covers off here, and you can excuse me. As you can see, the angles on those push rods, the block has to be clearanced so it allows for that angle without any rubbing.
And we have some eye candy to show you.
Yeah.
Of the rocker arms that go with this.
Yes, we'll get to that. Yeah.
That is, I'm pretty stoked.
This engine on the dyno made 513 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. At, I believe the torque came in at 3,400. It has a Harvey Crane cast iron roller cam in it that runs about 222 degree duration at 50,000. So it's a very mild cam.
You know, and I'm totally happy with that. I just want that little.
Yeah, this engine really idles at like vanilla ice cream on a warm day, but when you put the hammer to it, it turned that 59 Chrysler 300 from a roughly a 16.5 second machine in the quarter mile down to about a 13-second machine in the quarter mile.
Now you were telling me about the if I wanted to get more horsepower out of this,
A bigger cam.
what cam would you put in it, and what would it give me?
I would have to be. You can put in a bigger flat tappet cam, but I would go with a roller since you have all of the roller lifters and everything. I would go with something more in the area of, say, like a 272 degree duration at 50.
Okay.
And 114 lobe separation.
And that would give me what kind of horsepower?
That would get you over 700.
Yes, sir.
That would get you over 700.
Yes, sir. Okay, everybody, this was in... Dick Landy built this for Ron.
Dick Landy, actually, it was at Dick Landy's shop. Dick Landy really had very little to do with it. The fellow that actually did most of the work with his brother Mike. Mike Landy did all of the engine work over there. Landy did some, but Mike was the motor guy. And his son Robert had something to do with it. And I was very pleased when we got it done. It did exactly what Landy promised that it would do. It did.
There's your oil pan.
Yeah, and that oil pan has to come off.
We'll have to put a new one on that.
And I may, in my garbage around here, well, not garbage.
No. Most of the people that watch these truck videos and stuff have garages just like this. My garage is worse than this, Ron. But every piece in there,
I find that hard to believe,
but everything in there is our treasure, man. Yeah, we know, yeah. If we don't use it now, we might use it later.
That's right, exactly. Anyhow, I may have a proper oil pan for that. I might have it.
Yeah, and Tough Stuff is a company that deals with doing a lot of really nice serpentine belt system parts. And I spoke with a gentleman there that wants to put a starter and an alternator on this. He's pretty excited about it. So we'll be showing that a little bit later. But we have something right here in this box.
Since the engine has been out and has not been started or anything, what I did was I removed the rocker arms so that the springs would not form a set.
Right, correct.
So these are the stage 5
You ready for this?
rocker arms.
Ta-da!
Take it out.
Look at those.
Take it out.
Oh my gosh.
We can these rocker arms, the conversion rocker arms are a little different than the stock 426. Now these are Stage 5 made these for Top Fuel dragsters, the Stage 5. The intakes are the same, but the exhausts for the conversion are just a little bit longer, so they do not have the aspect ratio that the intakes have. The intakes are 1.5, 1.5, 1, and these are 1.47 or 4.8. You know, just a little bit because of the length. You know, so.
Yeah, and we have the build sheet that Ron provided for us. So we're going to have all the specs and everything that's in that.
The car, the parts that I supplied were the crank, which is a forged 59 Chrysler crank that has 3.75 stroke. The connecting rods are NASCAR. Now these are NASCAR Hemi rods. They're 7.06 on the length, and they're much heavier than the stock Hemi passenger car rod.
Okay.
So they're much stronger. There's JE pistons, and I'm not sure what he used for the piston rings, but it's all top flight.
Now, back in the day when you built that motor, what did something like that cost?
I think with everything, all the parts in that thing, I think all of my prices, I think I totaled up to somewhere around $14,800.
Okay, so today, that was back in
1989.
89.
$14,000 back in 1989.
Yeah.
So to get something like this today, do you even know what that would cost to have these?
Probably to get an engine like this.
No, just the rockers.
Oh, you know something? I don't think you can get the Stage 5 conversion rockers anymore. These Stage 5 are $3,000.
And then how about the whole engine?
Oh, the whole engine today is probably probably looking about 30.
Yeah.
Probably looking about 30. You know, the aluminum heads and with everything complete from without the valves, without the springs, just the heads and was somewhere around I want to say 6,000.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, time marches on, and so does inflation.
Yes, it does.
So,
YouTube family, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to show you a few more pictures. We're going to show you the Chrysler that he had built for this car, this motor built for, and how beautiful it was. And he had a story for me about how he drove it with the transmission, and he had to come home in what year?
That was 2000 and I want to say it might have been 2000, 2001. We took it to Woodley Park in Burbank to the All Chrysler show. I put it in my 59. Well, I had the original cast iron torque flight, and you know, when you're going into Woodley there, you have to wait in line. So it's start, stop, start, stop. Well, before I got it to the entrance there, I lost first gear, and then I lost second gear. Before the show. So I had to nurse it in third gear, and then I had to nurse it all the way home from Burbank to La Mirada. And I got it maybe a quarter of a mile from my house, and I finally lost third gear. Had to have it towed home. So anyhow, I ended up putting a 62 torque flight transmission in the 59 Chrysler, and 4C's transmission over in Santa Fe Springs. Did all the work on that. He rebuilt the push buttons. I can't say enough about 4C's transmissions. But anyhow, yeah.
Well,
in 2004, I decided I was getting into land speed racing. I had a Studebaker that I was running. I was thinking about using the Hemi for the Studebaker, but I ended up building another one. So I ended up wanting to get rid of the 59 Chrysler because I was getting into racing. So I didn't really have enough time, and I wasn't doing anything with the Chrysler except starting it out, running around the block, and bringing it back home, you know. So I put the thing back to original. I pulled this engine out of it, rebuilt the original 413 numbers matching, put everything back the way it was, and took it to the Russo and Steel auction in Scottsdale. And unfortunately, I didn't get anything near the price that nobody had. Actually, I got very little interest in the car at the Russo Steel.
Wow.
So in August of 2005, I get a call about 10:30 at night, and this guy says, "I understand you got a '59 Chrysler." I said, "Yeah." He says, "Can you send me some pictures?" I said, "Sure." So I sent him some pictures, and he asked me how much I wanted for it, and I told him. He sent 2 guys out the next day, and they drove it off.
Nice.
And I went down to Cerritos Dodge, and I purchased my 2006, which hadn't been built yet, 06 Charger SRT8.
Oh, SRT8.
SRT8.
All right.
Big
Well,
Hemi or no Hemi?
yes. So, okay, guys,
Steel.
I'm going to show you, if I haven't already, what this is going to actually go into on my in the house, which I'm sure you guys have seen it in the other videos, but here soon we're going to be working on this motor. So I can't wait. So until then, I'll keep you updated, and we'll send you some more video, tell you what's going on, and we'll bring you all the way through the process. So stay tuned.